All right, as always, we got through the UTEP film yesterday, made the corrections, let the guys go, and really moved on to Marshall. Doc Holliday's done a tremendous job there in his 5th year. The players that are there now are guys he's recruited, and they're really good on both sides of the ball. They're athletic, they're well coached. They've got a senior quarterback in Cato that gives you problems. Run and pass, really, more along the lines of a guy that can extend plays and look for, the guys down the field. And they do a really good job defensively. They're not complicated. They just play hard. And I think they've got good players and they're well coached.
Questions?
Coming home, do you guys embrace the challenge of having an undefeated game, homecoming, that kind of atmosphere?
Sure. I think it's always good to come back home. I think having Marshall come as a really good football team. I've voted them in the coaches poll every week from the get-go. Playing them last year and knowing what they had coming back. So they're a really good football team. So it's a real challenge for us, but one we're excited about.
After a day to kind of digest the UTEP game, what'd you take away from that?
Well, I really thought our defense played well, and I thought they would. I thought our guys up front played well. I thought our front 7 guys played more downhill. We just didn't give up as many big plays as we did against Louisiana Tech. That's the key. I mean, how do you eliminate the explosive plays? And then offensively, I'll go special teams. We offset each other. We had a big play blocking the field goal, but yet we give up a kicker off return where we really didn't even stop. We didn't do a very good job in terms of coverage, which is obvious. I don't think we even made them hesitate. And then offensively, we did everything we could in our power to not play well. I mean, when you think about the possessions that we had, 2 of the possessions were turnover on downs, 5 turnovers, three straight in the first half. We got offensive holding calls by receivers that negate, put you in 3rd and 17, 3rd and 23, 3rd and 25. I mean, you're not going to score very often. Every time we'd get something going, even with that get to midfield, we'd turn it over. We'd find a way to not give ourselves a chance. I mean, you're not going to beat anybody doing that. That's irrespective of who's playing. So we got to do it better. I thought we made a lot of strides, which we have as a program and as an offense. But a lot of those things, we ran the ball better, which is a good sign. But you can't do those things. I mean, dumb loses more than smart wins, and we just didn't do a very good job offensively.
The challenge of facing a guy like Lakeem Cato from the offensive side of the ball, you're more of an offensive coach, seeing a guy with that much talent, what does that, do for you, knowing that a guy can really attack a defense like that and you have to face him?
I think the biggest challenge with facing a guy like that, one, he's a very confident player. I mean, just the way he carries himself, he has a belief in himself, which is the start. And I think the guys feed off of that. The toughest thing in defending him is not necessarily him running with the ball. The threat is always there. With him, it's getting him to the ground, because when he moves, he looks to throw. That's where those guys are dangerous. When the pocket breaks down, he gets outside and he's able to extend plays. That's really the toughest thing. I think who he is, his core makeup in terms of his confidence and his ability to extend plays.
Is it too early to say whether Nick will be back this week?
We'll have to evaluate him tomorrow. We get to practice, see if we can get him out there. Don't know right now if we'll have him or not.
3 quarters into the season, what's your overall assessment thus far?
Oh, I still believe we are so much better than we were. We are on the right track. It's frustrating because it's a no-nonsense business. I get it. We have to find a way to win games. And I feel like that the last couple weeks, obviously losing Nick stings. He's arguably our best offensive player. But that has nothing to do with playing good football. So that's been the disappointing part of it. I do think our guys have continued to play hard. I do think I know we're on the right path. Now we've just got to find a way to play collectively better. And like I said, it's going to come. It's just we're not there yet. But I like our guys' attitude. It's been great. We continue to fight all the way up till the end of the game the other day. We just didn't do things well enough.
How do you feel the team is responding to Cole in that leadership role of the offense?
Fine, Cole's highly respected with our team. Cole's a hard worker. Nobody wants to play better than Cole. Cole's been around here now 3 years. And, so I think there's a belief in Cole. Obviously, our sample size is small. Some of the mistakes he made, it just hasn't played. Did we probably put too much on his plate? Yes. Did UTEP have something to do with that? Yes. Were the mistakes that we made collectively around Cole that didn't help? Yes. It's everything. It's coaching, it's playing, it's all the above.
What's different and special about the week leading up to a game on homecoming?
Well, I think it's special in terms of trying to present that to your team in terms of what it's going to mean to them to come back and what it means to the former players and the students that come back, the memories that they have and the memories they'll have when they come back for homecoming of their homecoming games. But other than that, I can't tell you. I just know that it's another game. It's a really good Marshall team, a ranked Marshall team, deservedly so. And we've got a real challenge in front of us. And our challenge is putting this one behind us and moving forward. And what does Marshall present to us, irrespective of who you play, offensively, defensively, and special teams, so we can do it better.
Talking about Cornell Armstrong's night on Saturday, he had a fumble recovery and then obviously the scoop six. Has he drastically improved, or is that type of play? I mean, he also made, was in on a handful of tackles. Has that talent been there all season, or has he kind of turned a corner lately?
Well, Cornell comes from a really good program in Bassfield, and so doesn't say a word, just works hard every day. You're going to see improvement. He's got length, he's got speed, he's got competitiveness. He just hasn't played. That's it. I mean, he made the tackle on the reverse for a lost yards play that looked like it was going to be a big play. Sometimes the fumble recoveries just happen to be in the right spot, but he has the ability to be a really good football player because he's got all the intangible things and he's got the raw makeup athletically.
Casey Martin really been a big part of the offense production for this team all year. What have you seen? What have you liked from him so far this season?
Well, he just likes to play. He just gets it. It's just that's the way it is. He's got enough body quickness. He can get open, and he likes to play. He comes to work every day and practices hard. Flawless? No. But, again, he's been, for a number of our guys that are leading us in receptions, he's one of those guys and wasn't with us in the spring. But, again, it's been a real positive for us, and we've tried to utilize him and use him to his strengths.
Tyler Saracen has had kind of an up and down year, but it sounded like this past game that he did a pretty good job.
He has all the talent in the world. He really does. He has a strong leg. It's just a consistency, as you mentioned. But he has the capability of being special as a punter. But I thought he did a good job. I thought our guys did a good job of covering. I think our net for the game was 41 or 42, which if you have that every week, you're going to be in the top 5 or 10 in the country. So that was positive for us. So he's only going to get better as he gets more experienced.
Was the plan last year to redshirt him before Mosley got?
It was. The plan was to redshirt him, and then Mosley getting hurt, kind of pushed that to the forefront. When we took Tyler, we knew he could punt. We kind of thought he'd help us more in terms of kickoff and maybe be a place kicker. Well, it's because of Mosley getting hurt, we've kind of gone in that direction, having Corey. So, but again, he's a great kid. Wants to be a good player. It's just a matter of time.